Good morning. Good morning, our friends on Facebook. Good morning to our friends on Instagram. Tanja here, leadership and mindset specialist for real estate and property professionals, and welcome to Mindset Mastery Monday. It is Monday, the 16th of July, and I am super excited to share today's distinction with you because it is a game changer. Good morning, Silvana Tedesco. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Miss your face, beautiful one. Good morning, Jovic. Oh, Laneway. Hey, nice to see you, Laneway. I miss your coffee. I'm going to be there this week as per usual. So today I'm going to get stuck straight into it. Today, this video is for those of you who have desires to achieve and you want to kick procrastination to the curb and you want to hijack hesitation because you know you have ideas, you have things that you want to do, your intuition speaks to you. G'day, Joe. Lovely to have your company. So if you have desires to fulfill, things that you want to achieve, things that you want to do in your business, with your money, with your health, in your relationships, with your hobbies, passions, interests, travel, hey, Mesh, this is the conversation where you want to be at. Because if you're like me, sometimes you have these ideas and you hesitate and you pause. So today I'm going to give you a very, very simple strategy that's going to absolutely give you access to kick procrastination to the curb, hijack hesitation so you can take action in the areas that matter. Now let me ask you this. When you woke up this morning, did you press snooze? Hey, Jared Carmen, good morning. When you woke up this morning, did you press the snooze button? When you woke up, were you like most human beings within 30 to 60 seconds who grabbed their mobile phone and started scrolling up and down through people's lives? Did you know the first 4 hours of the day is prime real estate for our subconscious brain to be the most innovative and the most effective? And every time you swipe up or down, you are making a decision. It might seem little, but that's really a lot of decisions. So up and down, swiping through Facebook, Instagram on people's lives, or maybe no, you didn't press snooze, Joe, good for you. Maybe you're swiping left and right if you're on Tinder. So if you're doing that, just know that you are using the prime real estate of your brain for the day to make decisions, and you're losing that space to be innovative and make the best choices possible for you. Now, consider that you're like me probably. You'll do things that are comfortable to you. You'll take action in areas that really matter. But there's a lot of areas where you know what you should be doing, but you don't do it. Do you know why that is? We have a thought, we have an intuitive hunch, we have an idea or an aha to take an action in an area, and then we hesitate. And we have 5 seconds to take an action, or our brain kicks in and hesitates. Why does our brain hesitate? Because if there's an element of risk, if there's an element of uncertainty, if there's no guarantee that you and I will produce the results that we want, the brain kicks in and it does what's called the spotlight effect. It shines light on the risk and it elicits all these reasons why we shouldn't act. Why we shouldn't go across the bar and talk to that person, why we shouldn't make that call or prospect, why we shouldn't write down those things or schedule those actions, why we shouldn't go and ask. It just starts going, woo, 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 alert, don't go there, it's too risky. And then we don't do it. And then our potential lays dormant and our dreams are intact. So what tends to happen is we have an idea, we have a hunch, an aha, an intuitive response. And by the way, intuition is our inner teacher, our inner tutor. It's our inner guide. It is the voice of our soul, and it knows what we want. It's our gut. You know when people say trust your gut? Well, gut simply is an acronym for give up thinking. When we think, we come up with all the reasons why we shouldn't do what we know we should do to achieve the results that we want. So how do we know this? Well, you may have heard of a great life coach called Mel Robbins. Now, Mel Robbins is now one of the most prolific female speakers, really encouraging people to achieve the dreams and goals that they want. Hey, Jared, look, Jared, you've studied psychology. You know what this is about. We have literally 5 seconds to act and be courageous. But I know you don't. I know I don't at times. So I want to share this with you because it produces results. Jared Carmen, who's a top performing agent here in Melbourne, part of eView Group, an office in Mornington and an office in Dramana, close to where I am. You know, he knows because he studies this. Now, let me ask you, Jared, do you still, with all the stuff that you know, sometimes not feel like doing the things you know you should do? That's why we don't take action. We don't feel like it. I didn't feel like getting up at 5:15 this morning after 3 hours sleep. I went to bed at 2 o'clock. I was packing the house. We're moving today. We're moving just 6 minutes down the road. I didn't feel like then driving to our new house because my kids left half of their school uniform there. I didn't feel like driving. Yeah, Jared's saying absolutely. Give up thinking. Yes, gut. Thanks, Joe. Gut means give up thinking. Give up thinking and act. I'm going to share the simple strategy with you. So even Jared, highly successful agent, travels the world speaking on how he achieves his results, how he achieves supporting and leading his people to achieve results. He doesn't feel like doing stuff all the time. We don't do stuff because we don't feel like it. That's the secret. We don't feel like it. You will be achieving results in the area that you value or that you feel like it. Do you feel like getting up out of a warm bed into the cold reality? Do you feel like going and training or walking? Claudio Encina's up swimming in the ocean, like in the dark. You know, Grant Turner from realestate.com.au lost 20 kilos because he's out there running. Sometimes he doesn't feel like it, but he does it anyway. So over a year ago, I watched this fantastic TED talk by Mel Robbins, this amazing life coach, and she shared the fact that you and I had, according to scientists, a 1 in 400 trillion chance of actually even being conceived in today's day and age with all the conditions that surround us. Yet, sometimes you and I go around in our life like everything's fine. Everything's fine. How are you? I'm fine. I've got all this potential intact. I've got unmet dreams and I'm fine. And the trouble is when we live like our life is fine, we're comfortable. The reason we don't act in these areas that we know if we took an action, we will have absolutely amazing results in our life is because we're comfortable. And comfort is the kiss of death when it comes to living an awesome life. Good morning, Fairy Mary. You know what it's like to live an awesome life. When we are comfortable, we're not courageous. Yet I know you're like me and your gut and your inner teacher, your Jiminy Cricket. You remember that one, Mary? When your Jiminy Cricket's talking about start that business, make that call, walk across that road, speak to that person, pick up the phone and prospect, within 5 seconds, if we're uncertain, if we're unsure, our brain goes alert, risk, spotlight effect, and we stop. So I'm going to share with you how to interrupt it. I'm going to share with you how to act courageously and really produce the results that you want. So I was saying before, over a year ago, I watched this amazing TED talk by Mel Robbins called How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over. She said that scientists have predicted, based on everything to consider, that you and I have had a 1 in 400 trillion chance of actually being conceived, of actually being here. Yet some of us walk around like everything's fine and we're comfortable. I believe, like Mel, it's a miracle that we're here. It's a miracle that we can think about things and make them happen. Simple things and magnificent things like putting man on the moon and returning them safely home. Miraculous. I believe it's time we started living a miraculous life. So Mel, at the time, 8 years ago now, it's 2018, so 8 years ago now, she was unemployed. Her husband, Chris, was a restaurateur, very successful business that they then extended into 3 other businesses. They grew too quick, major problems in the business. They were facing bankruptcy. They had friends and family investing in the business, and things were turning sour. They had all of their equity in the business. They put their children's college funds in the business. As I said, Mel was unemployed at the time. They were facing bankruptcy, and Mel would be at she talks in this video and many interviews after, she'd be at the supermarket with the groceries, fully stressed out, not knowing if there was enough money in the account to pay the grocery bills. So, have you ever been there? I've been there in the past, absolutely have been there, operating week to week financially and stressed, and then feeling bad and a failure and unsuccessful. She was anxious. She was using alcohol to get through the day. And for 3 months, she pressed snooze on her life and didn't want to get up, didn't want to face her life. She was facing a divorce and, having panic attacks. And one night, Chris, her husband, went to bed and she stayed up. And she was watching TV and she saw on the TV station a rocket blasting off, some footage from NASA. And she said, oh my God, that's it. I'm going to act like a rocket. She herself says this is crazy, but this is how the 5-second rule was born. She thought, right, I'm going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get myself out of bed, pull the doona off and go and seize the day. And the next day she woke up, the alarm went off. For 3 months she had pressed snooze and doona dived. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, she pulled the back, she got up, she stood up and she went, whoa, this is new. And there's actual science around how this works, which I'm going to share with you. She did this day after day after day after day. Thought, impulse, intuition after intuition after gut instinct, and started to completely turn her life around. And now she's one of the most booked female speakers or speakers on the planet. Over 800,000 people are using the 5-second rule. According to her and her team, in some of the last videos I've watched, 13 people at least that they know about that have communicated to Mel Robbins and her team have gone to kill themselves, are standing at the bridge, are sitting in their bathroom with the pills, and they stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and make a different choice. They get on the phone and they reach for help. So how does this simple tool that is seeing over 800,000 people practice it on a consistent basis, has seen this video, Stop Screwing Yourself Over, and I'll share the link below, over 14 million views. How does it work? Well, it's really simple. Consider you and I have a thought, we have an aha, we have an instinct, we have an insight, and we go to act and we hesitate. As soon as we hesitate, it sends a stress signal to the brain that there's fear, I'm scared, I'm uncertain, I'm not sure. The brain's designed to protect us, so it kicks in and goes, okay, then it'll spotlight effect, show all the reasons why we shouldn't do it. And then we don't do it. And within 5 seconds of having an idea that could radically change our lives or somebody else's, we stop. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever done that? I've done it plenty of times. So how the 5-second rule works is you're literally shifting your brain's activity from what's called the basal ganglia, part of the brain, that's all of our reasons and justifications and excuses. When we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we bring our focus, so that in itself is an action, which interrupts the habit loop. All these negative thoughts that we're thinking, it interrupts it. It brings our focus to the prenatal cortex, the part of our brain that takes action. And we literally have accessed a different part of the brain and we have hijacked hesitation. Boom, we've gone here. So that forcing us to focus and activating the prefrontal cortex interrupts the brain's loop of self-doubt, fear, anxiety, and procrastination. So we have greater access to act and be courageous. When we go from here to here, we're more courageous. Good morning, Maddie. Hello, lovely to have your company. That makes us have the impulse, have the energy, have a shift in our behavior and our beliefs to take the action, and we've got to take the action. So when we have an idea to pick up the phone and prospect, even though we don't feel like it, to ask the guy or the girl out for a date, to get up and when the button goes off, the alarm goes off and not press snooze, to go and exercise, to eat clean, to not drink that wine, we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, act. And what is the action you can take? Well, when you have the idea, the first thing is you count down to act because you shift your activity of the brain. You interrupt the pattern loop or the habit loop. And then you've got really a number of choices. You either pick up the phone and prospect or make the call. You speak to somebody. You get up and walk. You move your body. You go from here to there and ask the person out. You put on your runners. You go from here to there and walk to Dramana or wherever you want to walk to. You write what you're going to do. You start writing that book. You start writing that email. You schedule an action. You put it in your diary, or you send the email, the card, the gift to the person you've been thinking about. Or finally, you ask. You ask for help. You ask for resources. You ask for support. You reach out. Every time we shift our brain, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we take the action, we speak or we call, we walk towards what we want, we write down what's important to us, we schedule an action, we send that thing, or we ask for what we need. Every time we do that, we build the courage muscle. And every time, look, it takes vulnerability to take action in areas where it lacks certainty. And let me tell you, as you would know if you're in real estate, it's a world of rejection. Every single day, you're going to get knocked back and told no. It's a risky space to be in. It's uncertain. It's going to elicit fear. It's going to elicit scarcity. It's going to have your brain do the spotlight effect and highlight everything that's uncomfortable about this. Yet, if you're like me, you want to achieve your greatness. If you're like me, there's things in your heart that matter to you. There's people in your lives that matter to you. And there's things out there that your intuition, that your future are calling you to do. And we're never going to feel like it. We're never going to want to get out of a warm bed, into a cold day. There's going to be times we don't feel like exercising. There's going to be times when we feel like that glass or bottle of wine. G'day, Patrick. Lovely to have your company. And we want to act anyway. So the 5-second rule, you can apply when your alarm goes off. You can apply when you're going about your day and someone pops into your mind. Call them. Trust your intuition. It is the voice of your soul. The voice of your soul speaks from the landscape of your heart, and it is fearless. It is only our ego. It is only our primal brain that interrupts and hesitates to stop us from fulfilling our potential. Now, Mel Robbins is now traveling the world speaking about this. She's a best-selling author. She has a number of books, and I want to do a shout out to Susan Cheng, a dear friend, the business manager for Tom Panos, who sent me a link to a great book of hers called Kick-Ass with Mel Robbins. Kick-Ass is an amazing book, an audio book, which I tend to consume, that she unpacks 8 personal coaching stories of some of her clients, really talking about how they applied the 5-second rule to produce breakthroughs in their business and life, or dreams, or startups, or health, or relationships, that has completely turned their life around. So I consumed that audiobook. Thanks, Susan. And also there's an amazing audiobook called The 5-Second Rule, where you can deep dive more into this distinction and apply it for yourself. I've been applying it since, I've been practicing it occasionally since learning about her TED Talk, Stop Screwing Yourself Over. I've been sharing it to my clients, but I promise you every single day now, every single time that I have a hunch, an aha, a desire, I literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone, ask for what I need, walk over to what I want, take the action, schedule it, I make it happen because I trust the process. So if you have a habit of hesitating, if you fear the uncertain but have a hunch that there's something waiting for you that's bigger and brighter and better than you could ever imagine, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action. Interrupt the habit loop. Be courageous. It's a vulnerable act, and watch what happens to yourself and your life. You are 1 5-second countdown away from the life that you desire. So I hope that you found that useful. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. As I said, over 14 million people have watched the TED Talk, Stop Screwing Yourself Over. Over 800,000 people that they know are using the 5-second rule globally. The problem is most of us just don't have someone that's pushing or encouraging us unless you have a coach. So you want to be your own coach, your own guide, your own, pom-pom waving champion, taking vulnerable and courageous acts to achieve the life that you want. I really hope you found this useful. And if you know someone that's like us, that's human, navigating this journey of living an extraordinary life, if you know someone that has heaps of potential like you and I, thanks Jared, saying great live, really appreciate it. If you know someone that could benefit from this, this is not about me, this is just about sharing content that's going to make a difference, because it's what I'm committed to. I'm sharing content from people that are way more researched and expert than I am, because it works. So please share this video, tag someone who you want to just support by sharing the insights. And in this video, in the comments, I will share the links to stop screwing yourself over, the 5-second rule, but Mel's got a number of videos, and you can also subscribe to her YouTube channel. It takes courage to be an extraordinary human being, and it's a vulnerable act to live in a life of uncertainty, but we are 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go decision away from fulfilling our greatness, and I truly believe that's what we came here for. If there's anything that you need to help master your mindset, to achieve the things that matter to you, I'd love to help. Email me at Tanja, Tanja, at tmjcoaching.com.au, or DM me on Instagram, hook me up on LinkedIn, ask me any question, and I'll do my best to answer it as best I can, or research a solution to help you. I really hope you found that useful. I'd love to hear your comments of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, of what you do. So practice it today, share it with your friends, and may you continue to be courageous and live a truly extraordinary life, because I think we deserve it. Have a beautiful Monday. Have an amazing week. I look forward to hearing your comments. Take care and much love. And see your friends on Facebook.